No relationship is flawless. In fact, most have a make or break moment, and they are all incredibly difficult to maintain. Even though breakups are always regrettable, they nonetheless do occur. If you end up being broken up with, it hurts even more. And although terminating a relationship might be traumatic for both of you, the other person is always better off for having made the decision. They are the ones who can foresee the split, allowing them to brace themselves for it. However, what are the possible reasons that make people break up with their lover? Stay tuned for some of the most frequent causes of breakups and how to stop them from preventing a happy or even neutral conclusion. However, before we start, please take some time to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's get started. Number 1. They don't feel appreciated. Like any other resource, a relationship's emotional resources must be used up and then replaced. The first factors that are still important and always will be. It is not sufficient to demand that someone simply know they were loved. It omits the key idea. Any relationship benefits from being genuinely caring and appreciative, which distinguishes an intimate relationship from others. People have fallen victim to this error more than once. They have even taken their loved ones for granted when life was too busy and crazy due to kids, employment, and other commitments. I can understand how easily a relationship could veer off into the realm of housemates or total strangers quietly and gradually. There is a rhythm to relationships. They fluctuate. They will fluctuate between being at the top of the list and falling lower down. The most crucial thing is to keep it at the top of the list and to make a commitment to taking care of one another and the relationship when the energy starts to wane. Whatever you choose to prioritize, there will always be time for it. You deserve to have someone think well of you. Your companion also shares this opinion. Cherish them, respect them, and recognize them. The connection will eventually run dry if one person does all the giving without receiving anything in return. The emotional bond will eventually fade once one person, and it only takes one, begins to feel irrelevant to the other. If you want your relationship to endure longer, you both need to respect one another. But if one of you starts feeling disrespected, no matter how much you two love one another, that person may end the relationship. When respect is no longer present in your relationship, the other person can decide to part ways. Number 2. There is no emotional connection. The friendship is no longer there, or perhaps it never existed. The first rush of love and passion that comes with marriage goes off after 2 years, according to studies. For this reason, friendship at its core is the foundation of the best partnerships. A mature, caring, and compassionate relationship replaces the early passion. It won't always sizzle, but the ability to emotionally connect is what keeps a relationship going for so long. Relationships are sustained by shared bonds between partners as well as the bonds of emotional support you share with your partner. As a result, once your partner feels that he or she is no longer receiving that emotional support from you, he or she will undoubtedly end the relationship because you two are no longer able to connect. For this reason, you may occasionally hear friends say things like, "I still love that lady or that guy, but I have to let him or her go because that love or connection is no longer there." Once there isn't an emotional connection between the two of you, you'll notice that one of you ends the relationship because it can't work. Number 3. They don't feel adequate. Doing the same things over and over again can be so simple, and when life is so busy, so alluring, but this could put you in a rut and eventually damage your relationship. No one wants to feel as though you are with them merely out of habit. no matter how lovely that habit may be. However, it will be worthwhile if you can only give someone a shot who is a little unusual. Unbelievably, whether you don't make someone feel like they are enough for you, they are constantly in danger of leaving. And inadequacy if you constantly make them feel as though they aren't contributing enough to the relationship. That cannot happen. You must prevent it. You must always give your lover a sense of validation if you want them to continue loving you. Number 4, they don't feel listened to. The most upsetting thing that can cause your partner to leave you is this. Relationships function best when there is open communication between the partners. If you don't listen to your partner, she won't give you a second chance before ending the relationship. Any form of relationship should always be built on respect. Even if you think your spouse loves you, they won't stay with you if you don't treat them with respect. You should constantly keep in mind that a person's dignity always comes first. Eventually, everyone tells us how crucial communication is to a healthy relationship. And you're right. But many of us also interpret that to indicate that we must communicate a lot in a relationship. But it shouldn't actually be limited to that. In a partnership, listening is equally as important as talking. Keeping in mind that talking and listening are both essential components of communication. You can't just be satisfied with expressing what's in your heart and mind. Additionally, you must ensure that your spouse feels free to communicate with you. Number 5, they don't feel physical support. A relationship is primarily composed of the emotional support of two people who are in love with one another. Making sure your loved one always feels supported is something you want to do. You never want them to feel taken advantage of or betrayed. Make sure they are aware of your support while they are facing difficult challenges. Assure them that you will always be there for them, even when it's challenging or inconvenient to do so. That is what it means to support someone both in good and terrible times. Here's a little piece of advice for you. Concentrate on the connections that are most significant to you. Spend quality time with the individuals in your life who mean the most to you. That's it, guys. You have made it to the end of this video. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, tap the bell sign to turn on post notifications so that you get updates when we post our videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.